Hello from Myrtle Beach. Today we are just south of Myrtle Beach in Garden City and Surfside Beach. We're going to give you a bike tour of both areas. We're starting on Waccamaw and then we will end up on Ocean Boulevard. Hi, I'm Carmen. If you're new here, we cover everything Myrtle Beach and the surrounding area. And if you're a return viewer, welcome back. We are so glad to have you with us. It is a beautiful, beautiful day here today. People always ask me about the time. It is 9:37 in the morning. We've already biked quite a few miles and we're biking back and forth on this strip today. It's a great place to bike. A lot of cars though, so always bike at your own risk if you decide to do it. Here we are coming up to the Garden City Pier. On the left you have the Pavilion Arcade. You have different eateries, Sam's Corner. You've also got other entertainment down that street, gift shops. And then over to my right is the Garden City Pier. That pier is free to walk on. Most parking in Garden City is also free for beach access and that kind of thing. However, there are some lots in Garden City that do charge, so you definitely want to keep that in mind. Always check the parking signs and make sure it's free, but a lot of these, I'll point one out as we go by, a lot of the public beach access do have free parking. The only caveat to that is if you're here during prime tourist season, you're going to have to get here very early in the morning because all the locals know it's free. So a lot of people come here. Garden City is actually not a city despite the name. It is a census designated area in Horry County. That's the county we're in. And so it's controlled by the county, and that's why a lot of the parking. So a lot of the, now that's a walking, that's not a parking public beach access, but I'll show you one that has the parking. Most of those are free, but the lot right behind that arcade and dining that we showed you, that does have a fee. So they're not, that's what I mean about they're not all free. Got quite a bit of traffic this morning, especially for this early. Maybe people are coming in and out of town or going out for some pancakes. I don't know, but a lot of people on the road this morning. So here, this Yaupon Avenue here, that is public beach access parking, and that is free, for example. Now, it may not always be free, but it's free at the time of this recording, but always check the signs. So do you like to stay in Garden City or Surfside Beach? Let us know in the comments. We're always interested to know that. Or if you like to stay in Myrtle Beach instead, let us know that as well. If you're not as familiar with this area, this is a quieter, more laid back area than Myrtle Beach. Surfside Beach, which we're not to yet, I'll let you know when we get there, is known as the family-friendly beach. That is their tagline. Another self-proclaimed family-friendly beach, but they are also an autism-friendly area, and so that's something to keep in mind depending on your family situation. But this entire area that I'm on right now is a pretty relaxed and laid-back area. So you know, we passed the pier proper, but this is still a Garden City area that we're in right now. You can frankly tell by the state of the roads. The county roads are not as nicely maintained. You don't notice it so much in a car, but on a bike you really notice it. If you haven't been with us for a long time, you may not know this, but we do not e-bike, so this is going to be a slow Carmen speed bike. E-bikes are very popular, just not my thing. I'm primarily do it for the exercise, so I just don't really want a battery helping me out, making it easier. So if you are interested in biking, there are other places to bike in this area. The good one, well, it depends on what you call good, but I also like Ocean Boulevard in Myrtle Beach proper. They have dedicated bike lanes. And then there's a lot of other bike trails in here. You can just Google it. Definitely a lot. There's some bike rentals right there. That's what they're doing, dropping off different types of rentals. You can rent grills. You can rent all kinds of stuff. If you need it, you can rent it. And I don't know the name of any rental companies, but again, you can easily Google that. But we have information on all kinds of stuff surrounding Myrtle Beach. So if you're enjoying this video, give it a like or a thumbs up. That helps other people find our videos, and we really appreciate that. But if you want to learn anything about this area, you can go to our channel page and search for a video, or you can just go to YouTube and search for Carmen and Brian Myrtle Beach and whatever topic you're interested in. So, you know, Broadway at the beach, the weather, you know, whatever, the month you're coming in. We have videos for all the different months of the year. All of that information is on our channel, all kinds of attractions, all kinds of food. all kinds of dining, just like I said, about anything you can think of. We've got it on our channel, so definitely check that out. So we're, again, still in the Garden City. You can also tell by the public beach access sign says welcome to Garden City. And most of what you see to my right, I know they look like high-rise hotels, but most of them are actually condos where each unit is privately owned. I can't say that all of them are like that. If you have a particular one here you like, or that you own a unit in, let us know in the comments and give us more information about these if you have any. We're always interested in that, those of you who have stayed in any of these. But they're definitely some tall, and you don't see as many of these tall resorts like this once we get to Surfside. There's only a couple of buildings and they're not even hugely tall, and we'll pass one of them. The other one that we're not going to pass is a Holiday Inn. So if you're looking for a chain hotel, there is one in Surfside Beach. It's a Holiday Inn, like a regular Holiday Inn. So that's an option if you like to stick with the chains. Some people do, some people don't. I know you can get better deals with Airbnb or going with the lesser known hotels or privately owned hotels. Brian and I are of the major chain camp. We like the predictability of the larger chains. It's just up to you. It depends on your preference. The one tip I will give, and this applies any time of the year, but especially if you're staying June through November, but I would say even especially if you're going to stay August or September in particular, or even early October, definitely check the policy of your hotel for hurricanes if you have to leave. First, check about mandatory evacuations, but even if you just want to leave because you personally don't feel safe, definitely check that, because especially if there's not a mandatory evacuation, most will not give you your money back if you choose to leave. And if it is a mandatory evacuation, some still won't give you your money back. We had that happen to us one time a long time ago. If you're new to our channel, we've had a second home here for 20 years, but now we live here. We've lived here for a couple of years now as permanent residents. And so it's definitely something to look into with your hotel, because we got burned from that many years ago, but I get comments about people still getting burned by that. So definitely check the fine print on that. That's our tip from us to you. So what is your favorite type of place to stay? Is it a major chain hotel? Is it a condo, Airbnb? Do you go through these rental agency companies? What is your favorite way to stay here in the Myrtle Beach area? Not just here in Surfside Garden City, but in the Myrtle Beach area. And if you have a favorite place to stay, let us know that as well. Always interested to hear that. So just got to keep an eye on these side road cars. They don't always see bikes. I'm wearing a neon shirt, and we also have 50 lights on our bikes, but sometimes the visibility is still not there, so we always have to keep an eye on that. So sometimes it's a little distracting. A lot of golf carts out on the road. If you're interested in a golf cart, you can rent them. That's a rental right there with that placard on the front of it. So you've always got options for rentals. That's what I'm talking about, people that just don't drive quite safely. That was not a safe maneuver, but people do it all the time, unfortunately. I think they come from areas where they're not used to bikers. I don't know, or maybe they just hate bikers. I don't know what the deal is. Here is the Conch Cafe. I couldn't think of the name of it for a minute. We ate there many years ago, and it was good. I'm sure it's still good. Haven't heard anything negative about it. If you've eaten there recently, let us know in the comments. But they have beautiful ocean views. They really do. For us personally, now if you're staying on this, then that might be your good go-to place. But for us personally, for oceanfront seafood, we like the Sea Captain's House, which is in Myrtle Beach proper. It's actually towards the north end of the busy part of the strip. And it is really good food. If you go at lunch, they have some reasonably priced items. I would not call them inexpensive, but I would call it reasonably. Like, I get a shrimp salad, and it's a big salad with a lot of shrimp, a lot of big shrimp. It is like $15 or $16. I can't remember off the top of my head. And then of course you tip on top of that, so I mean it's gonna be more than that, but I don't feel like that's bad for a tourist area with oceanfront dining. And I would put it on the, maybe not quite fine dining end of the spectrum, but you know, on the nicer end of the spectrum. Like if I was trying to think of a place to have Brian take me for our anniversary or something, I would pick Sea Captain's House. It's a nice restaurant. If you were looking more for the casual end, like very casual, we highly recommend the Kakalaki Fish Company. They are also a seafood market, but they also have dine-in eating and takeout. They have some great fresh seafood. I mean, really great. And they're not cheap though. I mean, I think I spent as much there at lunch as I did at Sea Captain's House. So it's not cheap, but you can't get any fresher. It's super fresh. That's also in Myrtle Beach, but that's more on the south end, towards the southern end of Myrtle Beach proper. So if you're staying down here, it would not be that far of a drive to get there. So we definitely recommend that. We have videos on both of those restaurants, by the way. So like I said, you can just go to our channel and search for them, or you can go to YouTube and search for Carmen and Brian Myrtle Beach Sea Captain's House or Carmen and Brian Myrtle Beach Kakalaki Fish Company, and those will come right up. Gotten a nice breeze right now, makes it a little harder to bike, but it feels good because it's hot. It's nice and toasty today. Got that heat and humidity typical for this time of the year, and I love the heat. I'm not whining. I love the heat. I'm not a fan of cold, so don't take that as a negative. I love it. I really love it here. It's a great place. People ask me what it's like to live here. We do have some videos on that. We have some moving to Myrtle Beach videos and the pros and cons of living at Myrtle Beach, but it's definitely a great place. You live where other people pay a lot to vacation. So we noticed when we were biking the other way, they have some event going on right here. So we are going to stop here and check out the event. We got at least a food truck here, which is definitely worth checking out. Seize the Day, that's a cute name. Looks like maybe a surf competition. Let's go check it out. We do indeed have a surf competition. Pretty appropriate for the destination. Here's all the spectators, there's the judges. Pretty neat. Lots of surfers out there, all kinds of surfers out on the beach. Got a couple of lifeguards over here keeping everyone safe, but that's pretty cool. Looks like a fun time. Have you ever been to one of these surf competitions? Let us know in the comments below. We have resumed biking, as you can see, and we are headed towards the Surfside Beach Pier. So we are now, as I mentioned when we stopped for that surfing competition, we're now in Surfside Beach. The roads are much smoother. You've got the nice landscaping that's done by the city, like these purple Mexican petunias to my left, and all the palm trees. It's just a slightly more groomed once you get into the city of Surfside Beach. Surfside Beach is indeed a city. It is a 2x2 square mile city. It's got to be one of the smaller cities, not the smallest, but it's got to be on the smaller end. Cute mailbox. And it is a beautiful area. I really like it. I think a lot of you have said you like it as well. When we have family come stay here, a lot of times they stay in this area because they like how relaxed it is. That is, if they're not staying with us, of course. But if they want to be oceanfront, we do not live oceanfront. We don't have that kind of money. Honestly, even if we did, I don't know if I could stand the hurricanes living oceanfront. Wow, that was close. And so, you know, they do have these condo buildings like you see to the right. Also on the left, I'm sure those are rentals as well. Most of these houses are rentals. A few of them are permanent residents, but most of them are rentals. And some of them that look like houses, they actually have multiple, like one floor is a rental and the next floor is a rental and that kind of thing. It just depends. And then some of the houses you can rent the whole big house. So if you got a big family event coming up or something like that, you can rent an entire house, do your family reunion or something fun like that. But yeah, we're coming up. So I wanted to mention, we do have video tours of Surfside Beach. I'm talking about where we go around and show you the restaurants, the stores, all the details. We will pass a lot of that today, but not all of it. If you go up Surfside Drive, which we're not going to cover today, there's a lot more to see. And we also have the videos on the Surfside Pier. Look for the newest video that we have because we show the whole construction progress. If you're not familiar, the Surfside Beach Pier was destroyed with Hurricane Matthew, and I believe it was 2016. And they just opened it again this year. They built a new concrete piling or whatever. I'm sure it's more complicated than that, but it's not wood is my point. The pilings are not wood anymore. And they said it will, the pier itself can withstand hurricanes. They said the buildings on the pier, you know, not necessarily, but the pier itself should withstand future hurricanes. To me, it's like the Titanic, you're tempting fate when you say, you know, nothing can hurt this, but hopefully they'll be correct. But back to the lodging, we do have at least one video of a condo here in Surfside Beach that our family stayed in. Again, not necessarily recommending it, just saying that we do have an example if you'd like to see it. But each condo is going to be different since they're owned by different people. So they're not all going to look the same on the inside. Different units are going to look different. Some might be remodeled, some might not be, that kind of thing. As you can see, the houses, many of them are on stilts. That's because when the storm surge comes in, a lot of this does end up flooded or underwater. Garden City is actually worse for the flooding issue than Surfside. Surfside does have some drainage, still not enough to handle like a big storm surge, but it's more often that Garden City will flood than Surfside Beach. But we are getting closer and closer to the pier. So all these public beach access, you know, I showed you when we stopped, the parking and that kind of thing. Now, unlike Myrtle Beach, as of this time of this recording, Surfside Beach does still have an off season when it comes to parking. So the parking only applies, the charging for parking only applies during certain months. But Myrtle Beach has gone, the city of Myrtle Beach has gone to year-round charging for parking. If you are here a lot, like if you have a second home or you just come frequently and you're not staying on the ocean and you need public beach parking, the city of Myrtle Beach, well, they have it here too, but here it's more expensive and hard to get. City of Myrtle Beach does have a pass you can buy for the entire year for non-residents. Surfside Beach does as well, but theirs is quite expensive. I think this year it was $225, I can't remember. And I know Myrtle Beach's was about $100 this year, and that gets you the whole year. So again, that's only if you come on a regular basis. Otherwise, it's just cheaper to pay for the day that you're here. We don't have one here since you can easily go to Garden City and park without a charge, but we do have a video about parking in Myrtle Beach, and we do give a location that is free to park. So you can check that out if you're in Myrtle Beach. It's near the boardwalk. So here is Neil and Pam's. On my left, you see some people enjoying their breakfast and some coffee and maybe a few fun drinks as well. And then you've got Bubba's Fish Shack. Here's Surfside Beach Hotel, Oceanfront Hotel on my right. And Scotty's Beach Bar is right next to it on the oceanfront. You've got Chimichanga Llama Cantina. Say that really fast 3 times. Gracious Pig, the Pizza Hyena, and you've got this little gift shop over here. And then to my hard right is the Surfside Beach Pier. Like I said, we've got a lot of videos on that, so you can check out our videos if you'd like to see a full tour of the pier. They are going to have restaurants on the pier. They don't have them yet, but they will eventually have restaurants on the pier. There's 2 that are supposed to open. They're also talking about having some type of a gift shop. Right now, the Perry's Bait and Tackle Shop is open. Right there's the River City Cafe that we just passed. And also Drippy's Ice Cream is open on the pier. If you'd like to learn more about Myrtle Beach and the surrounding area, be sure to click on the video on your screen right now. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.